Here are your headlines from CBS Chicago. I'm Suzanne Le Mignot. We're looking at a hot weekend here in the city. CBS 2 meteorologist Ed Curran is here now with a check on a very steamy forecast.
Big area of the country is seeing a lot of heat around here. Let's take a look first of all at where thunderstorms are around the country. Everywhere that has the blue color you're looking at, and within those a couple areas that could see severe storms up in Wisconsin, part of Minnesota, the UP of Michigan, and out here in South Dakota as well. Just a marginal chance for storms, the main threat being damaging wind and large hail. But look at these temps: 102 degrees for Phoenix, 95 in Denver and Albuquerque, 92 in Minneapolis, up above 90 I think is what we'll see in Chicago eventually, and on the East Coast 86 in New York. And all this heat is moving out to the east northeast. Staying around Chicago, here's what you're looking at: 91 for Saturday, 93 and sunny for Sunday for the most part, 94 Monday, 93 Tuesday, and Wednesday 90 degrees with our next chance of rain. Suzanne.
Thanks, Ed. From north to south, east to west, it's a packed weekend in Chicago.
It was early in the morning, I was home outside the door.
Including the city's biggest music festival, Blues Fest, that kicked off last night in its new home, Millennium Park. 500,000 people are expected through Sunday night.
The city's so welcoming, and it's just vibrant.
And this is the place to be to see the largest free blues festival in the world.
The Spring Awakening Festival is also drawing huge crowds on the city's near west side. But what's a warm weekend like this in Chicago without chowing down? 13 vendors are vying for the title Best Ribs Champ at Ribfest Chicago in the North Center neighborhood. This weekend, 50,000 pounds of meat will be sizzled and smoked. Well, you might notice something new floating in the Chicago River. A nonprofit group called Urban Rivers is busy building floating wetlands that will be anchored to the seawall along Goose Island. The floating structures hold native plants that hopefully will attract fish and other wildlife to jumpstart the river's ecosystem.
What we want to see is these things have a really robust ecosystem. We want to see these things come back year after year, and we want to see habitat actually using it.
The group is putting a total of 166 feet of floating wetlands into the river. The structures are made of plastic, coconut fiber, and stainless steel. We'll talk about taking the long way home. A pro football player has what he calls an emergency, but gets a helping hand from a Chicago Uber driver. CBS 2's Chelsea Irving explains how the driver was willing to go the extra mile.
When Hadi Abdullahian got an Uber passenger request at 11 o'clock Sunday night, he thought he'd be taking a decent drive from O'Hare to the northern suburbs.
I thought he meant Buffalo Grove, a suburb nearby Chicago. So I wasn't expecting Buffalo, New York. And he said, this is an emergency, I have to be at Buffalo.
That emergency? A 7 o'clock Monday morning team workout in Buffalo. The rider, Buffalo Bills cornerback Sharice Wright, whose flight to Buffalo after a Chicago layover was canceled.
He was like, yo, I'll take you wherever you want to go. I'm like, you sure? We're going to Buffalo, New York. It's like 8 hours. I'm like, it's far.
During the 8-hour drive through 5 states, the Uber driver and the football player shared life stories.
He's so friendly, so cool. He cared about me, he listened to my story, and even we became a friend.
Abdullahian got right to practice at 6:57 a.m. with 3 minutes to spare. The fare for that trip, $632.
I heard you got a pretty nice tip.
Yeah, he gave me $300 and I wasn't expecting, and when he was about to get out of the car and he just dropped $300. He said, thank you, I appreciate it, you saved my life.
Chelsea Irving, CBS 2 News.
Oh, what a great story. Uber takes $160 of that fare, so the driver made $462 plus that $300 tip. Not a bad day. For the very latest headlines anytime, day or night, head to CBSChicago.com. I'm Suzanne Le Mignot. Have a great day and safe travels.